What's up, everybody? It's Wolf. How you guys doing today? Thank you for joining me on this Wvlfecast Wednesday. Today it's a solo cast. I'm all alone, kind of just sitting here chilling. And I decided that I wanted to make a podcast and talk about 2019 and what to expect in 2019. Kind of talk about, where I've been at, and not necessarily where I've been at, but what I've been up to and where we plan on going. So this year I think we only did 4 or 5 podcasts, which isn't a crazy number. I'm still working on getting, a second good mic. My first mic that I used to use record and everything, is a bit airy, and it makes it a little bit difficult to do podcasts when we're really close to each other. Maybe if we're sitting at a table and we spread it really far, it might work, but it all depends on who I'm with, right? These mics do a pretty good job of not having that happen. I do have this camera microphone that I just had this idea in my head while we were talking about this. This might actually work as a secondary podcast mic. We could set it up on like a boom stand, kind of similar to how this is set up, and maybe use that as our podcast mic. But until I get either a second NT1 or an SMB, a 98 or something like that. I can't remember which one it is, but it's, the one that's like the Samsung. It's like $300 some. It's really, really nice. Unless I get one of those, anytime soon, I probably won't be doing a whole ton of podcasts. My plan is to get a lot of music out and about and recorded. So once all of that stuff is, finished and done, depending on where I'm allocating my money, I'm going to try to allocate money to getting a new microphone and a new interface. That way we can have two, reference headphones set up and actually get an idea of what the sound is like while we're recording. And, do everything legitly, be professional about it. I don't like half-assing when I do things, so I'm taking a new approach of slow down, be calculated, and kind of use the right equipment and work towards what you're trying to get at, right? So I've been kind of taking a break. Unfortunately, in the sadness of times, the plug for the microphone on the camera broke, and there's also a dead pixel on, I believe, this side of the screen somewhere, like right here somewhere. If you're watching through the camera video on YouTube, which is unfortunate. I think I'm kind of just going to roll with the punches, and we're going to deal with it. It's not a huge loss. I don't take a large amount of pictures, and for the music videos, I don't care. I'm, like I said, I am a perfectionist, and I want everything to be good, but I have to be realistic while still doing that. I can't go out and max out my Best Buy credit card and go get a new camera right now. I can. I really want to, but in the long run, it's not the best decision. Like right now, I need to wait and save that money, at least have that money on the credit card available in case I need to, buy anything for the house, such as, a water heater or something like that, because they sell, not necessarily a water heater, but like, any of my appliances die or take a shit because they're not necessarily the nicest. I need a new dryer, if I need some new kitchen stuff, anything along those lines, like, that money's there. So I don't want to, max that out. And then it also puts stuff on your credit limit, right? Or your credit score and everything. It shows that your ratio is very high, so it lowers your score. And just not good. It's just not good. My score, I just got it up, and I don't want to drop it again. Because let me tell you, dude, dropping 40 points is really easy, like surprisingly easy. I was sitting at a 720, almost, yeah, a 720. It was going up. It was almost to the whatever, like 740 or some shit. Depending on which company I pulled it from, and then it fucking dropped because like I maxed shit out. I got a new car. and then we ended up getting the house. But since getting the house, it's went up back to a 720. It dropped to like a 680, and that shit dropped so fast. Like two things: just getting a car and basically maxing out my credit card, which is weird because like that credit card that I maxed out only had $200 free on it, so it's not like it was a lot. But yeah, so like right now I'm kind of in a spot where I don't want to fuck with my credit any more than I already have, and you know, we're gonna deal with it. I got 2 GoPros, so for shooting music videos and shooting whatever else I need to shoot, it'll do fine. These do fine. I found that there's an adapter for the GoPro that is $50, and with that adapter, you can have your external audio mic on there. So I'm thinking about trying to get that, and then, you know, we can rock the Rode on it. You know, like leave it on there sideways or some shit, something. I don't know. It's omnidirectional, so it might be a little bit difficult, and it might not be the best sound quality. But if we have to get another mic, like a Wvlfecast lapel mic or some shit, we'll do that. So that's where I stand in terms of the podcasts and audio and cameras and technology stuff. We're kind of just chilling. I haven't really been making gaming content. I haven't really been making much YouTube content in general. I've been working on several songs, trying to mix them and get a good sound out of the stuff that I've recorded. I got new studio foam. I put a light up in there. We add some chalkboard paint to the office. I got a green screen and a lighting kit from the homie Brian. We have a video for that I never put out because I am so lazy on editing green screen footage. I don't know why. It's not that difficult. I just get really lazy and don't want to do it, so I don't do it. And then I sit here and fucking waste time watching YouTube. And then I get in the shower and I'm like, yo, let's make a podcast. So here we are, we're making a podcast, which is good. If my ADD is going to lead me to productivity, I'd rather do that than lead me to a streak of watching stupid ass YouTube videos. I mean, some of the stuff that I watched was useful today, but most of the stuff that I watched was just a complete waste of time and for my own fun. I've kind of been taking the time to just chill. Since this whole year, I've kind of been just nonstop doing stuff. You know, if we reflect and take a look at the whole year, it started off with, you know, we ended with like the Mass Community Day last year and kind of just rocketed in straight into Pokemon content. We were doing every community day, trying to get as much stuff out as I could. I was doing as many, you know, anytime there was a challenge that came out, I was doing that. Any new raid Pokemon, I was covering that. I was covering a lot of Pokemon content this year. I love Pokemon, but I feel like I kind of strayed my path and focused really only on Pokemon, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I feel like that's what I kind of do. I get into these weird zones where like I only focus on one thing, and that's like the only thing that I want to do, and that's the only thing I do. Which my only thing I was focusing on was like, hey, I wanted to do YouTube, and to do YouTube I needed a content, and I found that I wasn't making enough musical content, so I turned to Pokemon, which inhibited my musical content, but also in a way kind of helped me because I spent a lot of the year freestyling. I recorded so many Freestyle Fridays that I just never released because I'm very hypercritical about everything that I do and myself, so I like to be very on point. And it's like, okay, well, it's a freestyle, like how good can it get? And then it's like, okay, well, no, it can be good. If you're gonna freestyle and you're gonna do stuff, like make it good. And there's a lot of good stuff in there. There genuinely was a lot of good content in my Freestyle Friday stuff. There's stuff that I went back and I'm like, okay, well, I might release this coming this year, but I don't know if that's necessarily the path I want to go down. So I've been taking the time to step back, reflect, and see what we've been doing this year. And quite a bit of my content this year was Pokemon content. And I'm trying to get away from that, you know. We bought a house, so that's a pretty big accomplishment. I'm only 23. I bought a house. I have 3 cars. I got a Mazda Speed 6, a Mazda Protege, and a Ford Focus ST. You know, I got a fucking 3-bedroom house, or 3-bedroom house, single bathroom, kitchen, 1-level ranch, fucking 2-car garage with an attached workroom on the garage. So like, I'm not doing bad. I don't understand why I can find so much to bitch and complain about in my day to day. And like, I feel like that's what I needed to do, was take a step back and realize what I've accomplished so far with my life. You know, like, the biggest thing for me is that I get stressed out working a 9 to 5 and then trying to do content like this, because I really, in my heart and in my vision and in my eyes, you know, I know that I have a good vision, I have a good idea, and I have the ability to make what I'm doing work, but I don't want to put my money in the right spots. Like, I'd rather spend money on weed. And these are all things that I've known about myself. And the last 2 weeks, I kind of just stopped caring where I'm putting money and where I'm doing certain things, and just did it. You know, I got like 5 things for the studio booth that I wanted to get and got done. You know, like, I got the foam, I got the headset, I got a few new other things that solidify the music. Okay, so now these things are here, and that's going to push me to continue making music. It's going to push me to force myself to be better and get on my shit, because I haven't been on my shit. I've just been lazy and saying I've been on my shit, but my shit hasn't been the shit that I want to be focused on. I just put shit, you know, if you figure out what shit means in that sentence and how many times I said it, let's put a counter in there. I don't know. It just, I became focused on what I actually wanted to do, and became focused on what I believed was easiest and would draw on the most content, or create the most content and draw on the most views. Realistically, my Pokemon stuff does relatively well compared to other videos, but the studio videos and the concert videos do way fucking good too. Like, they smash it. So it's like, if I could consistently produce the content that I'm trying to produce on a scale of which I'm trying to produce it, it'd be good. But I'm not doing that. So I'm trying to figure out what to cut in or cut out and bring in, or keep in, or bring in, that I'm not doing right now. And one thing I haven't been doing is podcasts. One thing I haven't been doing is weekly updates. One thing I haven't been doing is, you know, the studio videos. I haven't been working on the car at all. Like, I literally haven't touched my Speed 6 in a few weeks. Haven't done anything about the ST. I wanted to go do a few video shoots of it and try to make some content based around that car. You know, like reviews and all that good stuff. I got plenty of stuff to talk about for that. You know, we could talk about fixing up the Protege. That's a good video series right there. There's just so many things that I need to do that I'm trying to figure out, you know, the best route to take it. So that's what we're doing. And in this is just me rambling and talking about the year and where we got. So that's the year in total. We did a lot of Pokemon content, bought a house, got 2 new cars, I think. The Protege was a little bit before. It was probably around November, December time. But basically this year. We got the ST. I got a dog. My dog is amazing. She's getting so big. My kid's growing up so fast. It's crazy. She's almost 2. Time's going really fast. I got 16 songs in the vault. That's another thing that I did this year. I have been working on music, like I said. It just hasn't been in the limelight. I haven't been showing it. I've been trying to perfect my craft and make it better, in terms of my production level and quality when I'm recording and the way that my voice sounds. I've always felt like I have a decent voice, but for me it takes a second to get to that spot. It's all about recording levels and performance, so I've been taking time to kind of hone in on what, like, you know, pay attention to exactly everything that I'm doing, every little detail, and it's helping quite a bit. Having the ST2 helps because I can get in that car and play the music that I want to play, my songs, you know, and I get a good idea of what the sound is actually like compared to not doing that. Well, compared to doing that in my Mazda, my Protege, because the Protege sucked. It had 2 speakers that were blown out, and testing songs on it wasn't the best. But you get in the ST, it's got the Sony sound, and it's good going from mixing headset and a mixing, or well, like your mixing headset to your studio speakers to your car speakers and your headphone speakers. Not having a good car speaker to listen to kind of didn't help me, because like, where's the one place you listen to the most music? In your car. Me, however, I listen to music all over the place every day, but your casual music listener isn't going to do that. So that's one thing I'm trying to do too, is put myself in the spot of a consumer. Like, as a consumer, what do I like to take in content wise? Not necessarily the best outlook, because then you kind of get biased and you're making stuff that maybe people aren't going to like, and it's kind of niche, but that's what I'm going for. So here we are. 2020, my plan for 2020. I really, don't have a solid fucking plan for anything other than the music. I want to release 1 to 2 songs a month, maybe 4 if I can, get that out there. I have plenty of songs recorded, like I said, in preparation for this, but I want to do a video with the song, or at least, drop a song and then the next week drop a video, and then you drop a song and then the next week drop a video. I feel like that would be a good pace to do everything. It'll give time for me as an artist and creator to do everything that I need to do, because doing everything solo, you got to take time, and then you get in the creative ruts of, I can do this really good, I can make good video, I can make good audio, but then maybe something else is lacking. Like I'll end up getting to a spot where, like, I got good videos going out and I got good ideas coming up, but when it comes to actually creating a song, I fail at that. I can't make a song. So you get too creative in one spot and then it fails at creating in another. So it's where I'm at too. It's another spot. So I'm trying to get a schedule, music and then a video for the music on top of other videos, so like we're trying to do studio Sundays. My plan for that is I record a song, I drop the song, and then after dropping said song, that Sunday coming up, we drop a Studio Sunday video. And then from there, you kind of get an idea of, this is what it took, this is what we were doing, and this is where we're at now, right? And then it gets you in my creative process. It gets you in my zone. And as a person, as a content consumer, I really like when people are personal. I like when people show more of themselves than they would on a typical basis. I'm a very conservative person. I don't like to share a lot about myself, which would make people probably think and say, why do you want to do music, or like, why do you want to do videos, and why do you want to be that person that's in the spotlight or in the creative content, in the creative light, right? And I think it's because, generally, like, we all deep down like that shit. Like, we all want to be a movie creator. We all want to be, something like that. Like, we have our realistic goals. Like, yeah, I want it to be an IT engineer, and I wanted to do this IT shit. I got out of high school and instantly did it, and it wasn't challenging, and I've been doing it for 5 years, and like, I'm a fucking engineer, and like, okay, I make decent money, not good money by any fucking means, like barely livable. Like, I make enough money to support me and my child and my girlfriend. Like, she works 2 jobs so that way she can help and also provide. So it's like, like, we're still struggling. It's not easy. Like, yeah, we got a house and I got 3 fucking cars, but like 2 of them are paid off. One has been paid off for 4 years. Like, I got that car and paid it off before I moved out of my parents' house. Like, like, I've lived in an apartment for like 4 years on and off, and like, with people however I could to survive, to get enough money to get the house. And it's like, at the end of the day, owning a house is about the same amount of money. I would say cheaper, but I don't know if that's necessarily the truth. I could try to compare my bills from when I had an apartment to now, but it's definitely about the same amount of money. You're paying $900 or so for an apartment. You could get, depending on where you live, a 2 or 3 bedroom house for $900 to $1,000. You know, so it's like, what do? I pay $1,000 plus, all right, like $1,150 right now. That's how much I pay for my mortgage and my insurance and all that shit on this house, which ain't bad. It's not bad, but the problem is that's a lot of money when it's only coming from me. So, you know, I want to excel and make these dreams or these work concepts become a reality. You know, doing a podcast, making music, fucking like my actual dreams, right? Being a content creator on YouTube. Like, I've had this channel since 2011, maybe before then. And I've had 3 channels before that I don't even remember the, you know, emails and the passwords to and shit. And it's like, this has funny ass Minecraft videos from like 2012 and 2013 that are just bad. They're trash. And it's like, I've always wanted to do that. I wanted to make gaming content, and I've always wanted to make music, whether it be rapping. I never thought, as a kid, you grow up, and especially in Detroit area, I grew up listening to hella Eminem. My stepdad loved Eminem, like worshipped Eminem. Like, that's all we listened to was Eminem, 50 Cent, D12. You know, we had like DMX and other bigger named artists and shit like that we listened to, but like, I idolize and I wanted to be Eminem growing up. Like, realistically, like, if I could, that's the type of rap status that I would love to achieve. But like, the way that the industry works, or even, it's not even industry anymore. Like, rap is so crazy. It's evolved in such a thing that you have to be very calculated and planned out. And that's what I'm trying to do for 2020. I've not ever been calculated about my music, you know? Like, I kind of lost track of what I was saying, but like, the whole concept, you know, I'm getting at is, you grow up listening to rap music. I've always wanted to do music. I didn't think rap was like a possible thing, because you only had Eminem and like 2 other people that, you know, like, were white rappers and shit, like, on a big scale. Like, Eminem was a fucking superstar, the biggest, you know, like up there with Rihanna and people of that likes. Like, he changed this whole music thing for a very long time. And I don't know, man. It's an interesting thing, because growing up, like, I was like, okay, I'd love to be a rapper, but I always thought it would be corny to be the white rapper. I always thought it was cheesy. It's just more likely that for me to do metal music or something like that. And that's what I was, you know, into when I was in high school. Like, I would write lyrics, and like, they were kind of rappy metal lyrics. And I could never actually get like a good scream. Like, my screams are decent, but like, I don't have consistency, and I don't have I just don't have consistency with metal vocals. So I stopped doing that. And then, like, you know, like, but they're consistent dreams that have always been there, which is my point that I'm trying to get at, right? So what you got to do now is kind of come up with the concept. And my concept for 2020 is song, video, along with the content showing what I created to make that song and that video, and then, you know, whatever else comes with it. And hopefully that works out. I would like to do 2 songs a month, as I was saying, maybe more, but it just doesn't seem feasible. Keeping up with all the content, the 9-to-5 stuff, my family, it's a difficult work-life balance. And, you know, we just got the house and everything, so I'm kind of starting to get a swing of everything and a balance of everything. So hopefully this next year we'll have unlimited joyous content. I mean, we're pretty stacked looking at what's to come. The furthest thing that we need to get stacked is music videos. Haven't been working on that. I've literally just been working on the music. So got about a week and a half to get a video done for this song and get the song done, and we'll be rolling. The song's going to come out the same day as this podcast. I don't know what I'm gonna name it yet, but the concept is basically, what this video is about. We're reflecting on all the past years, what's gonna happen in the new year. Almost not necessarily what's gonna happen in the new year, but like saying it is a new year, and we're just reflecting, and this is where we're at. So one thing before I do go and quit my rambling, if you did make it this far, thank you. Just be grateful for what you have. I know it's really easy for us to get caught up and not be grateful and jealous and envious of what other people have. And it's easy to get stuck in that struggle of not having money or the ability to provide what you want to provide for your family and your friends. So don't get caught up in that, Realize that you're doing everything you can, and if you're not doing everything you can, be self-aware of that and realize that you're not doing everything you can, and realize what you can do to make it happen. Don't beat yourself up because you haven't been doing it. Use that negative energy to uplift yourself to do more. That's kind of what I've been trying to do, because I struggle from super fucking depressive mood swings, man, and I've just been trying to push that energy into a ball, like and fucking just that shit out of your body and make it good. So it's a weird note to leave it on, but try to turn your negativity into positivity, and if you get stuck in a negative mood, figure out how to channel that into good. So thank you for listening and watching if you watched. I'll see you guys in the next one. It's been real. Peace.